Hey guys, this is going to be set number 4 between Hero and Piano from the semifinals from the BCTV Star League. The map is going to be Neo Electric Circuit. And so spawning in the upper right position are Yellow Terran, maybe Beige. Our Beige Terran is going to be Piano. And in the upper left position, our Red Zerg is going to be By Hero. By Hero is currently up 2-1, and yeah. So once again, this is best of 5. So if Piano loses, then he's out, and Hero goes to the finals. So far, what we've seen in this game is well, it's pretty interesting. Hero's gone for 2 9 pools and 1 each time he went for it. And he lost when he went for the 12 hatch. Piano, on the other hand, he's gone for 2 rushes. One was a 8 racks, one was a 6 racks. And what was the last one? The last one was probably just the regular old 13 racks into expansion. And unfortunately for him, he, other than that first rush, he hasn't been able to pull it out versus Hero. Last game was just kind of crazy. Piano went for that. Wait, what? You shouldn't be doing that. Okay. I'm like, please tell me Piano's not going for 14cc in this game with that much on the line. Alright, so Hero is going for a 12 hatch and a drone scout. And Piano... Is Piano seriously going for a 14cc? It looks... There's no barracks. Still no barracks. He's going for a 14cc. Yeah. There's the 14th SCV being built, and there's the command center being built. It's slightly funny, built in an off location. Actually, I like the mine game. I don't like the choice to go 14cc, considering how risky that is, but I do like the mine game. I'm actually semi-surprised that Hero's not like freaking out a little bit. Maybe he saw it. Maybe he saw the command center going down. But yeah, so considering he's in 3 games, he's rushed twice. I'm really surprised Hero isn't like, wait a minute, you probably got 2 barracks on the other side of the map. I should probably go look for them. But yeah, so both players going economically. It looks like Hero's decided to counter this 14cc with a 3rd hatchery before his pool. And this drone is getting a pretty decent harassment on that SCV building the barracks. Alright, spawning pool is going down now. Hero took the 3rd base, which is mineral only. It's inside his main, so it only has to defend at the natural. And this drone is like being the most annoying ever. He's done so... I mean, he's literally... I mean, if it wasn't for all these repairs, that SCV would have been dead, and is still almost dying. Cannot believe that. But alright, we've got fast gas from Piano. Is he going to go for a factory? I think that's a factory. Yeah. I do like a good, full mech play. Only rarely see it. Yeah, so let's see how this game is going to develop. So there's a few different variants of mech play. I mean, you start off with usually a single vulture rush. Yes, you rush out a single vulture. It's funny, but it does decent. It forces the Zerg to make a sunken. And sometimes you follow up with Wraiths, but that's optional. Usually you go into a Mass Goliath stage if you intend to stay on mech. And the Goliaths, with their range upgrade, do pretty decently against the Mutalisks. And sooner or later, you just start that death march across the map. And the Zerg has the mass Hydralisks, and they use the Mutas to tank, and to focus fire the tanks if possible. But it's a really, it's a really different matchup. You don't see it very often. But Hero got such a great scout with that drone, so we saw his Hydralisk den is already on the way. Because of course Hydralisk counter vultures pretty well, and they fight very cost effectively versus Goliaths. Okay, and it's going to be a starport, and vultures with mines. I'm not sure if it's for a drop, or if it's for a wraith. Either way, hydras will help. But of course, this game, we are seeing the natural, so it's not going to be a 1 base versus 3 base like we were seeing last game. But, alright, so we have a wraith, and 2 vultures, and 5 marines. A little bit of everything. Now this is interesting. The placement of the Hydrogen and the Spire look like they're intended to make a wall. Perhaps he's going to put a sunken on the end of that or behind that. Perhaps. I'm not sure. I've never seen that build. But this could be interesting. Alright, so it looks like the Wraith is out, probably hunting Overlord somewhere. Spire's on the way, but probably not in time to get Scourged, so... yeah, alright, so there's the first Overlord going down. There's another Overlord that could go down south of the natural for Piano. Oh no, that's not right. Yeah, so we see a fast science facility. And you say, what's wrong with a science facility? I mean, Radiate is great. It makes, dead Zerg units for free, since it's just a spell. I've seen probably a dozen games with a science vessel rush, which is what I'd call this, taking straight to science vessels super fast. And in literally 11 out of the 12 games that I've seen, the science vessel rush fails. It's just such a huge, I mean huge, resource investment to get that. What? There's a barracks in the main. Not a barracks, sorry, a bunker in the main. But yeah, like I said, it's just such a huge investment. It really rarely works. Alright, so the mutas are out. The Wraith is scouting around. Nothing is attacking it, but he's like, yeah, sure, I'll just, I don't know. Oh, maybe he's making the bunker because the, no. I was thinking maybe the engineering bay wasn't in time, and so he couldn't build turrets in time, so he's building a bunker. I don't know. Alright, so we got a few marines, bunker, a few oddly placed turrets. We saw one vessel being out, but oh, that's actually pretty good placement on the turrets. He needs to pull the SCVs away from there. Yeah, so it looks like he's going to hold that initial push. And vultures are going to run in the meantime. Looks like drones... I don't think drones were pulled there. I actually think that was just a rally point. That it was actually just because he hadn't, sent them to work yet, that those drones happened to be there and to catch the vultures. Actually, I think this game looks like it's going pretty decently for Piano. He's killed like 5 or so... Okay, 4 drones. I mean, Hero is still on... he's going to be 4 bases really soon. But he held off the initial mutas. He doesn't have too much of an army, but he has 2 vessels out, and he's going to have 2 irradiates really soon. I mean, really, I think he just needs to wall in and just get 2 or 3 more barracks super fast so he doesn't die, and hopefully has a really strong mid game with those extra vessels and extra energy. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's you have to spend so much money to get all the buildings, to get out the vessel tech, and then the irradiate. That's another 200, and it's just so much of a tech heavy cost. All right, so it looks like the lurkers are going to take on the stacked side disruptors. Since they have splash damage, it takes them all out at once. So it looks like pretty soon Zerg units are going to be flooding in the back of Piano's base. I mean, of course, he should know this. This is a reasonably standard map and a pretty standard strategy. Yes, it's annoying as a Terran to defend multiple fronts, but, I mean, let's be honest, you should expect it. It's also really surprising this game that Hero took the 12 o'clock base. Yeah, I mean, that's really surprising. Usually, the Zerg strategy is not to, expand towards your opponent. And the reason that is that, your Terran is the defensive race, so, you want to... It's the Terran that wants to take it, that base. I mean, you want to stay as close to your base as possible while threatening your opponent. Because then you can just defend, and your defense is also an attack at the same time. But alright, so the buildings have gone down, and the Zerglings are streaming in. Piano's going to have Zerglings inside his main base very soon. Science Vessel sees it. He's moving his troops to intercept. Are they going to get there in time? Oh, but the vessel goes down! And you got to remember, the entire point of this build was to get out early vessels so that he had extra energy. Oh no, I was going to say 2 more vessels. He does get out double irradiate. So that's 2 free dead Mutalisks plus a little bit of splash damage. Not the greatest of splits for, yeah, not the greatest of splits there. But there is a bunker down, and there's some turrets behind them. So I think Piano should be able to hold this. Another irradiate, very nice. Because of course you get those vessels early, you do have the time to get extra irradiates. Tanks are being repaired, lurkers are being pushed back. Alright, so Piano has held. But it's still 4 bases versus 2 bases. But it looks like there's at least 3 vessels still out. Of course, as a Zerg, you really got to keep the vessel count down. I mean, vessels are just so good. I mean, they completely nullify Mutalisks. And they're pretty good versus lurkers. Hive is done. Do we have a Defiler Den yet? Or Defiler Mound, whatever it's called. Alright, this could be a very huge attack right here. Uh-oh, the Marines need to back up. They're getting skewered. Looks like the Marines have gotten separated from the tanks. Oh no! The Marines really need to get forward and get back to those tanks. Looks like the Lings are closing with the tanks and killing the tanks really easily. Okay, but there's bunkers, double bunkers. Okay, so the attack is held off. And the vessels did survive. However, the lurkers all survived too. So all in all, that attack went decently for Piano. However, he is still only on 2 bases. And he's going against a currently 4 base opponent who's going to be soon on 5 bases. Hive Tech is done. Usually as a Terran, you want to get a whole lot of damage done to your opponent before they get up the... Oh no! Looks like the army ran around, they're in the main. Looks like Marines are coming back, but I don't know if it's enough of them. But yeah, you got to get out a pretty significant army and do some damage before Defilers come out. But I think this is... Oh no. There's just Piano's taking so much damage in his main from that army run around. It looks like he's going for an all-in, but I think that's not the best idea. He really needs to defend himself. You know, you're Terran, you're supposed to defend. You're not supposed to try and kill all the Zerg bases while you're losing your main. I mean, yes, technically in an elimination race, you know, the Terran has an advantage because they can float. But I don't think he has anywhere near enough army to push all the way in to the Zerg base. And he's just losing his entire main right here. Looks like he is barely going to clean it up, but I mean, you can see all the buildings he's lost. I mean, he's transferring SCVs back, but he's not mining. And his attack is fizzling out. Alright, there's the first Defiler. Vessels go down. Oh, that's... Unfortunately, I don't think he got enough done with his early vessels. And the Cracklings are just going to end it. Alright, so Hero is going to move on to the finals, and Piano is going to go to the 3rd, 4th place, aka consolation match. So, good game. 3-1 victory by Hero. And, yeah, GG. So, I will probably cast the 2nd semifinal match, possibly on Monday, possibly later. But yeah.